Hi, everybody. I recently had a couple of sessions at my local and sessioned the bump to bar here and got some good things going and asked myself, well, how did I actually do that? Because the big victory here is that I overcame the fear of doing a front board on the bump to bar. So I got started with a couple of backside board slides, which I've done before, and that's a good warm up to figure out the height of the bar. And in my opinion, this bar is a little bit tall for the angle of the bank that puts you into it, which is what makes it so scary. So for me, step one in overcoming fear of doing something in skateboarding is knowing 100% that you can do it. Not just hoping you can, not maybe kind of thinking you can, but knowing that you have the ability and that you can do it, and there's really nothing stopping you from doing that. Item number two is limit the number of run-ups and bails that you do. Don't just keep running at it and then bailing and then bailing and then bailing. For me, all I end up doing is practicing bailing, and I don't practice being a little bit more successful. So for me, if I'm doing a lot of bails, I'll leave, go do something else, skate a different thing or a different trick, and then come back to it when I'm more fresh again. The next step is to build up to it. So when I did my run-ups, I was unsuccessful. So I stopped next to the rail, did like a little mini ollie backside hop kind of thing just to feel it, just to visualize myself doing it and getting up on top of that rail, doing more than just bailing. Now on this next try, something different happened. What I was able to do was finally get my body up over the rail. I really didn't bring the board with me properly, but I was able to do something different, something closer to what I wanted to do. It was a success, and now I felt like I really could get that board up and on top of that rail. And so my last step for overcoming fear is very, very intense focus on only one thing. Let's break that down a little bit more as I try and fail a few times here. Intense focus for me helps keep the negative thoughts and those things that jump into your mind as you're rolling up on something. We've probably all done it. You roll up on something, you're like, I want to do this ollie or whatever this trick is that I'm working on. But then something just stops you. Maybe it's thoughts jump into your head about falling or clipping or not clearing the thing that you want to do. And we have to find a way to force those thoughts down and not let them come to the forefront. And so when I'm scared to try something, I focus on one particular element of the trick really intensely so those other thoughts can't pop in. And on the front board here, it's focusing on my balance as I get up on the rail. I sort of imagine pushing my board forward towards my toes to try to get that balance locked in, because my biggest mistake that I do on front boards is putting weight on my toes and then slipping out. Now I want to go back for a second and break this try down for a little bit. I guess I count this as a roll away, but I landed on the board. That was great. And then all of a sudden I end up with all of my weight on my back foot and I'm doing kind of a manual, and then I end up in this bowl. I wish the bowl wasn't there. I probably could have rolled away clean on that one. But it's funny that I ended up landing and then doing kind of like a switch manual.
Who built this place?
So on this first day of trying front boards here, I guess I got some, but not as clean as I wanted. I ended up trying a whole bunch more times after the ones that I was able to kind of roll away from. Probably tried maybe too many times because I never locked into another one again and was able to roll away clean. But the good thing about doing all of that repetition was that I was over the fear, and I got over the fear because of that intense focus. Once I knew that I really could get up on the rail, the fear of clipping it or falling on it disappeared because I was focusing so much on the weight and the balance and trying to get those feet pushed out toward the toes, like I said, for the front board, because I always slip out backwards. So a handful of days later, I went back because I knew I wanted another one. I wanted to clean this up so bad. And that try that you saw there was the first try of the day. The fear still was gone, even though it was days later, and I was able to just hop right up on the rail. And like I said, intense focus on one aspect of the trick so that I push all those other thoughts out of my head. I do count that one. I rolled away pretty clean. Okay, I guess. I rolled off the edge of the skate park, but then I kept working at it because I know that I can roll away clean on this thing. And on this next try, I finally got the cleanest one I've gotten. I still hate my arms because of the balance that I had when I finally landed, but it is a good roll away, so I will take this. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. And let me know in the comments, how do you deal with fear in skateboarding? How do you overcome those things that stop you from trying something new in skateboarding because of fear?